Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now
see this? Now you cannot go.
Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give. Something's telling me it's right.
Neighbors and the
When you
community
came to me,
compelled
who
to
are
scour
you?
the area.
It's you, yeah, boy.
Where does the fault lie on you?
Hey family, how's everybody doing? Hey, Zena's in the building. She said this story is devastating. Yes, good morning. Good morning. Well, I guess it's good afternoon, you guys. I was trying to get on here earlier and you guys know how it works. Things come up. Things do come up. We're going to talk about this story that happened. I think it happened October the 4th. That would have been a Saturday morning, about 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, this story is coming out of Texas, just a little bit, about an hour away from Houston, Texas. There's a young lady. Her name is Oninda Romelus. Oninda Romelus. She's a young lady. She's 31 years of age, you guys. She's got 4 children, or maybe she even got 5. They're looking to see if there's a 5th child somewhere. But anyway, nevertheless, this young lady has been featured on paternity court in her first child. Her son was named I think it's Carrera. And it's weird. Their name is like a not American name. It's more like a maybe Swahili, African name. But But anyway, she was on paternity court with her first child. And I don't know if you guys seen the episode. You probably want to see the episode on paternity court. You got to Google her name in there. It's spelled Oninda, last name Romelus. And this young lady had two men there that she had had intercourse with, and said one of the two is the child's father. Now, it's weird because the episode that I seen, neither father was the father of this child. Now, just a minute ago, I had seen something where someone said that she found out who was the child's father, but she said she had dated these two guys and they were the father. Nevertheless, that's some of the information that they have found out about this young lady. Not only that, she really does not have a criminal record other than she was driving drunk one time. She had some marijuana in the car, and that's it. I mean, little misdemeanors, driving drunk, marijuana. That was it. She doesn't have like a criminal record. But so Saturday morning on October the 4th, they get a phone call. Hey, and she said she wasn't calling 911. She says that she was calling the devil. Anyway, they don't know if this woman shot all four kids at the filling station, at the Shell filling station, or she shot them and then drove them to the filling station. They're trying to figure all that out. It's still an open case. So, we don't know all the information. She is on a $14 million bond. They said she has, I guess I seen 3 boys and 1 girl. The oldest was 13. There was an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 3-year-old. And I'm thinking they're saying there's a 5th child somewhere, but they have not located the child, or if there is a child. They're not giving us that information, like if there's another child out there. But the age adds up to the 13-year-old is the one that was on paternity court 12 years ago. Without the other kids. The kids wasn't born yet. But anyway, nevertheless, this woman calls 911, and somehow they get there to this Shell filling station 1 hour away from where she lives at, and they see all 4 kids has been shot. All 4. There was 1 in the front passenger seat and 3 in the back seat. The one in the front passenger seat was the oldest child. He's deceased. And then there's a child in the back that's deceased too. The little girl, the 8-year-old, and the 9-year-old, I think they have they're still in the hospital. You guys, Zena said possibly a 17-year-old. They said, okay. So they is trying to see if there's a 17-year-old child too. Her father says they're trying to understand what the heck's going on. When they questioned the mom, she said that she needed to kill the kids, take them out before they took her out. Now, this woman has been shown on Facebook and Instagram with lots of money, BMWs, brand new cars, you name it. They've never said what kind of job she has. She does live in a beautiful, beautiful house. Beautiful house. I would love to have that house. I'm sitting there going, dang, she always had her hair done. She always had her nails done. She gets on Facebook and she do her little dance, She got a BBL going on. They say, I don't think that's a BBL. it's just too realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like you get the hips and stuff when you're, getting all them kids out there. But anyway, um, she says that she wasn't calling 911. She was calling the devil. Um, you guys, it is so sad to um see this, hear this. So, let me see if I can see if we got any video on this. Let me see here. I was going to let's see here. Share screen. See if we can do this. Share. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, I don't know if it showed. I don't know if it showed. It seemed like it didn't show. I was trying to get it to show to you guys, but it let's see if it will show. I don't know. It's not showing. She called the cops the devil. She was in a lot of things. Miss Entrepreneur. Entrepreneur. Well, they found credit cards and ID, social security cards in her house, changing her on, and they found a lot of blank checks. So this woman was dabbling in a lot of stuff on the side, making a life out of, I guess, not working. But I'm going to tell you guys this. I am going to tell you guys this. Hey, Tina Powers, how you doing? Monique Hall. Zena is in the building. I mean, I'll sit back and I think about this young lady, and in this type of lifestyle where you feel like no one's helping you and you're out there, you're really not hurting nobody. You think you're smart, you think you're intelligent. I tell people all the time, it's white collar crime. It's very easy to do. Like, you can get people's social security number, bank accounts, PIN numbers, things of that nature. And yeah, Zena said, yeah, she had different names, but her photo on it. Yeah, she knows how to make her own photo ID and walk into places and use debit cards and credit cards. It's easy, she can get your bank account and she can make checks or whatever. It's easy to do. I wouldn't say, people say she not that crazy. She was doing all this, doing all that. She knew at the time when she was doing what she was doing was wrong. Let's put that out there, okay? Because that's what it is. She knew what she was doing wrong. But at the same time, for her to have taken out her children and think that she's calling the devil and call 911, and I think she lost it. I think she played around in that captivity of the state in the world that you don't want to cross over, because you know yeah, you could be a bad mamma jamma. Yeah, you can get away with this. Yeah, you can, change your name and put it on here and walk in and walk out with this and walk out with that. Her kids had nice clothes. Her kids' hair was always done. Her hair, and I mean, her kids wasn't going without stuff. But if you go on the Facebook and you find her Facebook, they probably took it down or putting it on hold right now. I don't know if you can see it. I didn't try to go look at it. But nevertheless, I had already heard that, she made remarks about her kids, like she had to have a life too. Moms have a life too, like, don't get mad at her because she had, her nails done, her hair done, and da 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 da. She want to be like everybody in the world. She think everybody's getting down some kind of way, finagling some kind of way. And she's not looking at, they working and they don't look this way all the time. They work a job and they might go get their hair done this 2 weeks and they gonna have to wait next 2 weeks, or or something. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes they do without this over here so they can look like this. If looks is all what you want, then yeah, that's great. But she definitely a big girl, so she wasn't going without food and everything. This woman, though, I believe, even though she did all this stuff, and no telling what she done did and got money for, got a nice house, got nice cars, got a Tesla. I don't even got a Tesla, okay? Got a Tesla. She had her hair done. She had her nails done. Her eyebrows are arched and they perfect. She got eyelashes on. She always looked nice. Always. And it seemed like she wasn't getting to look older. She was actually, but she's 31. She's 31. She's still young. And you got to think, 31. Golly, she's going to prison for life. She's never getting out. They got a $14 million bond on this woman. Now they're going to lower the bond, but they put it so high that even if the judge lowered it, she's not going to get out. She's not. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the day, she done already took out 2 kids. That tells you something. I told you guys this the last time we talked. Anytime that a person is a threat in society, that you don't know what they're going to do, like if she did not have a problem taking out, because she shot all 4 children and her children, there's consequences. Not only that, you guys think, would you want her out in society. She might flip and think you're the devil. She might think that your child walking down the street's the devil, or who lives next door. They're not gonna let her out. They're not. 5 million for each of the deceased kids and 2 million for the 2 injured. She's not gonna get out. Because I'm gonna tell you, you guys already know she's sick. And it can happen anytime. And here's the thing. What triggered it? What triggered this woman to take out 4 kids? She was already doing mischief stuff. Yeah, she called the cops the devil. She did. So that tells you this woman, I don't know what she and at the end of the day, her family is they're in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And you know Georgia's close to Louisiana. Okay? And they play with that stuff. They play. Hey, Lisa Taylor, how you doing? They play with you know what I'm talking about. They play with seance, and they play with, calling up the dead, and they play with talking to naysayers and all that other stuff. Now, I don't know what triggered this woman. You guys, I know you guys don't know what triggered her. But I'm going to tell you, sometimes in our lives, we hit this spot where we're just tired. We're done. We're tired. Especially, you got to think, 4 children, and she's raising them all by herself. And she's doing things that she don't want to do. You know? That's just what it is. So, yeah, it's all about trying to make ends meet. Always. So, of course, you want to take the time to do whatever you need to do in your life, everything right. It's funny how they just sent this thing to me, and they sent it at 1:40 telling me, oh, time is 1. Whatever. Anyway, this woman, she played around with something, and she was just going on the deep end. And who did she talk to before then? And what was she doing outside 1 hour driving with her children 5 o'clock in the morning, and just decide to just, like she says, take them before they take her. She thought her life was in danger. And like, I don't know what she could have been thinking about. Hey, Freddie, how you doing? I see you in the building. We're going to be on here 5 more minutes, you guys. Tell me what you think about this story. It's sad. You can't even wrap your head around what's going on here. I did have all the kids' name. I really don't want to put them out there. When I look at stories like this, I just be like, she had a lot on her plate. And if you've ever been in a situation like this woman, you think, man, this could have been me. At that age, me catching a case and, not knowing which way I'm going to go. So sometimes when little things happen, like you get caught with this, or you get caught stealing, or you get caught, and you got these kids, and bang, 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 you got another kid, and bang, 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 you got another kid, and you going, dang, like, I just wanted to have a little fun. I really didn't want no kids, but okay, I got them now, okay. That's for you to, a woman getting pregnant, boom, 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 and got 4 kids, and there's not a man around. You feel like you got 4 kids and no baby daddy around to help you with these children. And you be like, well, they my kids. They part of me. I'm going to be a good mom. Other women are looking. I got a kid. Now I got another kid. Now I got another kid. Now I got another kid. She says, I don't know if I can. I got other things on there. Let me see here. She said, Freddie, let me see. Where did I put this? Oh, snap. Doggone it. Hold on. I got you, Freddie. I got you. I see you in the building. She says, check that cash out. But now I can't find. I don't know why this is up there. I don't know where it's at. I'm going to have to find, I'm just going to have to clean this desk off. Freddie, I'm going to have to clean this desk off. But I got you, and you just going to probably have to. She said, it's okay. You can check it later. No, I'm talking about, I was keeping track, and I was putting things up here on the thing, and I've got, let me see if it's behind here. I got it right here. It is behind here. Okay, Freddie, I got you down. Because, see, I keep things up here that I don't ever want to, but I write on the back of it. I got you. I got you, Freddie. You were in the building. Thank you for the super chat, sweetheart. Thank you for the super chat. Let's give you a super chat dance. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Okay. And you guys know that yeah, the only ones in the super chat right now is Tina Pies and Freddie Johnson. Anyway, you guys. Anyway, we're in October. We got a long ways to go. She said, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you for the super chat. Even thinking about us over here. We over here trying to make it happen. We are. We are trying to make it happen. But things in this world is crazy, you guys. I just can't I can I can understand, like people getting wrapped up doing things to make a little money, you thinking, like shoot, if I get called, I might have to do, 1 to 5, which, you may not think 1 to 5 is a lot. It is. You might do 3 years, and the other 2 years you probably be on a little probation or something. And, so dabbling off into that white collar crime, and then, your kids go here, your kids go there, but you take the chance because, you got a nice house for them. You want what everybody else got. You believe you want what everybody else got. You got a car. You paying the bills, light, water, gas, take cable, electricity, trying to send the kids to school. The neighbors say that the kids was happy. They loved to come and pet the dog. They were living in a nice neighborhood. They couldn't imagine what was going on. And somehow this woman just snapped. And you go like, dang, like it can happen to anybody. You guys understand what I'm saying? It can happen to anybody that's fooling around and that kind of stuff. I just told you guys, like last Thursday, it ain't even been a whole week yet, that, 3, 4 of our friends got into it. They was at grown-ups' place, and they playing dominoes, cards, dice, or whatever. Grown folks' place. Not a place for kids. Thank God they don't let kids off into that place. It's called the Legion. And I hadn't seen these people in a while. Matter of fact, I haven't seen them in ever since we got married. I hadn't seen them. No, one of the guys, I take that back. I seen him maybe a year or two ago. And they fighting over what we don't really know. A woman is set to be off in there somewhere. But, men in testosterone, and, they have their chemical of, their manlyhood in front of other men. And then there's strange women, women around, trying to get a drink or fix or whatever, trying to go out and cheat on their husbands and wives or whatever. They hang out in these little clubs, get a drink on. These are mainly working men. I'm telling you, they got jobs. They go out and they make money. And you have another great granddaughter. Yeah, y'all got all the girls. What's Zena talking about? Zena's in the building? Let me see. Oh my goodness. Zena, let me put you down. I got the wrong cards. Y'all doing too much here. Zena said, I'm in the building. Zena said, I am in the building. You got it on there, girl. You got it. Zena said, I'm gonna do just a tad bit more than Miss Freddie, and I'm gonna get in the building. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you very much. Thank you for the super chat. That was Zena Turbert. Zena Turbert and Freddie Johnson is got the super chat in there for our Christmas giveaway we will be having on Christmas. Well, we will have it like maybe a little bit before Christmas. Maybe it'll help you guys out on Christmas that we give away nothing but money. And you have to have either cash apps or super chats to enter in. And every $5 go for a ticket. And it's going to happen regardless of what comes in or what goes out. It's going to happen, you guys. We're going to do it. We keep trying to do it every year because I think and I believe it blesses somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's like a little bit of insurance there. It's just be some insurance there. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I had planned on not doing it this year, and I was like, well, maybe we shouldn't do it. But you know what Tina Powers did? Tina Powers says, well, don't give me my, because she won last year some money. She didn't win as much as she normally wins, but she won a little bit. And she was like, oh, just turn it on over to the next Christmas giving. And I was like, oh, man, but okay, we'll see if we're going to have it. And she was like, oh, no, we're going to have it. We're going to have it. So, and I just need to get back in here. I've been thinking about that. I just been thinking about it. And, I think about a lot of things, you guys. And I think that's a problem. But I mean, we always, the Bible tells us, I just told my daughter this, you don't go half cocked. You got to have a good plan of what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and things of that nature. So right now, she said, you know what, Monique, to be honest with you, I really wouldn't even know what it is. To be honest with you, you would have to ask them what it is because I really don't know anymore. I'm thinking, and I'm trying to look on here. Oh, it's $SP News Nuggets. That's what it is. It's $SP News Nuggets. That's what it is. I had forgot what it was because we had changed it. She said, thank you for the support, Tina Paris, for saying yes to the Christmas. Yes, Tina Paris said. Yeah, just transfer that over to the next one, And I was like, oh, man, because I wasn't going to speak on it. And that's what she did. And so, I said, well, okay, we'll see. And then, Freddie, she do her thing every year. She does that no matter what. She in there. I don't know. She done got her another baby, a grandbaby. Golly. Time sure do fly, you guys. I mean, I remember when Pooh Bear was just a baby, and now he's 8. And 8, Yeah, I gotta go pick up Pooh Bear off the bus. He gets to ride the bus, and that boy's getting bad. But anyway, you guys, this person, her name is, they call her uh Ninda, Oninda. 31 years of age, and her life is gone. You could have, you can't, you think 31, she probably think, raising four kids all by herself. She feels like she's just old. I mean, I raised three, two was mine, and one was given to me. So I raised three, and it's hard thing raising kids by yourself. But you don't, you get to a point you don't really think about it. You just go to work, do the work, come home, go to work, do the work, come home, go to work, do the work, come home. That's all I did. Matter of fact, that's what I was just looking at. My boss was sending me some information talking about this is trying to change your insurance and all this other stuff. No, I'm not gonna change my insurance. I'm gonna try to get in there and get me a 401k going. Which I should have already had, but it's all good. I'm gonna call and try to talk to them or whatever. They sending it now. They send it at 1:40, and they leave at 3 o'clock. Shoot, it's gonna take me. It's almost 2 o'clock. It's gonna take me a whole hour to get there. Shoot, and then I gotta work tonight too. These people are tripping. But I'm gonna get in there some kind of way. Call them on the phone or something and talk to them or whatever. Make an appointment with them or something. But let me see. So today is the 13th. So I'm off tomorrow. You spelled it wrong, Freddie. Girl, why you gonna put my government name up there? That ain't how you spell it. But that's what it says on there. I think. That's what it is. That's what it is. And that's what it says. Yeah. Anywho's. That's what I said. I don't know how it comes up there. Yeah, that's what it says, Freddie. Oh my goodness. I should put Freddie Johnson's government name up there. Freddie Johnson. Freddie Johnson. Anyway, you guys, we were talking about this young lady down there in Texas, 31 years of age, that took out four of her children. Well, she took out two. She tried to take out all four. Two is still alive. Thank God for that. And I don't know why, ESK man. I don't know why it won't. Because, and actually, in all reality, I think I can. I don't know. I know that we had a hiccup You know, I was looking at the Jarvis butt and him and the evidence that they got going on with Jarvis and how Jarvis is back in court and what they're saying and how that is supposed to. Okay, okay, we've got another cash app coming in. Oh, thank you. And that it doesn't tell me who it is right now, but I think I know who it is. Who just sent that one? Who just sent that one? I don't know. It's got to tell me. Some way it's got to tell me. Who just sent that one? See, it don't tell me. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to write it down. I think I know who that is. Is that Lisa Taylor? Lisa Taylor, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, and then she just sent another one. I guess she said, I don't know if it's going to go through or not. But she just sent another one. Okay, I got it. So Monique Hall sent the first one, and you sent the next one after that. Got you. Got it. I got it. I got it. Thanks, ASK Man, for subscribing to the channel and becoming a member. Thank you. He said, at least I can become a member. Yes. Freddie said, Eufaula, Alabama. Why do you say Eufaula, Alabama? Thank you, ESK Man. So anyway, you guys, Wednesday, we're going to talk about Jarvis again. Because you guys know when I told you he was in court, really, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Jarvis. You guys, it's going to be an eye-opener. So until we see the transcript, we already know he had, that's where my husband's from. Okay. We already know he had relations with his daughter, his oldest daughter, and then his daughter. And I told you guys, I'm not going to be surprised if one of them boys is in the mix. One of his sons that we have not heard from. ESK Man says, oh, I'm going to give a super chat. Thank you, ESK, in the building. He said, thank you for the super chat. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me write this down. ESK is in the building. I got you, ESK Man. You are in there. We've got you in there. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the cash apps, you guys. We are on the move to try to make sure we can come up with everything we need so that we can have a Christmas giveaway. We said we're going to do it anyway, but I want to thank you. I want to thank you because I am a person of my word, no matter what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it looks like. But I want to tell you guys something. And I just I don't know why it is, but we always think about the Naziah Harris case. And we have not found her. No, we have not. And Jarvis. And anything that happens with what's going on with them. They're finding more victims, more evidence. He's getting more cases and all that. She says, well, we do have a long ways, but not that long. Exactly, we do. We do. But we'll make it. We'll make it, Tina. You know how God is. God is good. He'll make it, because I think that like, since we do things and we do it honestly, and it helps whoever it's supposed to help, he makes it so we can do it. That's what he does. He makes it so we can do it no matter what. No matter if everybody in the world is doing whatever they're doing, they just don't understand that, God has a way of making everything work out. My daughter would get mad at me, and I tell her that all the time. I say, oh, baby, don't even worry about it. It'll work out. Oh, Mom, you always say, you always say, oh, honey, it'll work out. It'll work itself. Yeah, it is. Because it does, doesn't it? It may not work out the way we want it to work out, but it works out the way it's supposed to work out. Like I was trying to tell her, she's trying to make this decision about should she do this or should she do that. And then she asked me, and I said, well, what works for me may not work for you, or what didn't work for me may work for you. I don't know, but you already have your mind made up. So, my main thing is to, hey, pray about it and then do it. If that's what you got your mind made up, as long as it ain't doing something bad, we just can't sit back and worry about things when they don't. Yeah, Freddie, we can't worry about things when it ain't working the way we want it to work out. It's kind of like when we look at these cases and we want this person to be arrested and we know there's more information and they ain't got it all. And like I say, if they look deeper into the well, it's a nonstop situation. And, people don't just one day feel. I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen like with this young lady. Uh, uh, they call her Oninda Ramirez. She just lost her mind. Well, I'm gonna just tell you how I feel about the whole situation. I don't think people just. I think they was already on the verge of losing their mind, and you have to catch it. There's signs. She just probably did not have nobody in her circle that gave a dang that stopped this young lady. I mean, she was on paternity court. And next thing you know, 12 years later, she's taking out 4 kids. She's trying to take out 4 kids. Wow, 4, 1, and 12. That's some numbers for you. That's 3 numbers right there. That's crazy. That's crazy. Your own kids. I can't see taking out my own kids. I can't see taking out anybody's kids. I can't see out taking a kid out, period, point blank. Innocent. So she was dealing with some real demonic things. Because I told you guys, one thing that I know about this world that will never change, the worst thing in the world you can do is hurt a child. That's the worst thing in the world you could do. No, I'm serious. Like when other countries, they bomb and they can bomb buildings, they can bomb this, they can bomb that. But when them kids and women, we're supposed to be off limits. Like, no, like, go hurt yourself or an adult or something. But a child that can't protect themselves, that don't know, that's innocent. Children they don't think this world is really bad, like, they want to play on the swing and they want to eat ice cream and they want to go to school and everything's new to them. And they're not trying to rob you and you don't owe them any money, and they just need to eat and sleep and grow. Just like a plant, they there for you to feed them and tell them whatever the things that you've went through and how to ride a bike, how to date, how not to get yourself in trouble. And then somebody just take a gun and shoot them, trying to end it. That's not God. There's nothing godly about that. Nothing. It's pure evil. And that person has some evil in them. They may not be an evil person, you guys, but evil has gotten into them and taken over, some kind of way, It's really sad when you lose your mind. And sometimes it's not something you want to do. But if you fool around with the wrong things, that's what happens. And I try to tell you guys that all the time. That's why, You never know. People around you can get caught up into that, you know? But people like Jarvis, where they just doing damage to kids. That's the kind of damage that is shameful. It's shameful to the kids. And that's why I say, and you know, I may be wrong about some things, you guys, but you know, it may even sound far-fetched, but I know that it just don't stop with the girls or the females. And I say, don't even think I don't know what I'm talking about. ESK Man says this world is good and mainly full of good people, but there's always those patches of humans who are not good in heart. Always got to watch out for those certain individuals. Well, the world is the world. And I don't believe that the world is bad. It's almost like your phone. Your phone, if your phone sits there on the table, the phone is not bad or good. It's a phone. That's what it is. It's the phone. I had to tell my daughter this, and she was like, I was like, but I told you not to do this, and I told you not to take it to school, and then you're talking on it in the middle of the night, and then she was like, that phone, I don't even want the phone. It's not the phone, it's you. So it's the individuals in this world that feel some kind of way for whatever reason. I don't know. They feel like they had to compete with somebody else, or they didn't get something that they thought they should have, or they ended up, they're making these decisions, sleeping with this man and that man and this man and that man, and now they got 4 kids and nobody will help them. No, somebody must have told you to stop laying down with these men that don't care about you. And now you got 4 kids, and you have a choice. You can raise them, you can give them to somebody else, or then they have abortions also, which is not an option for me, but still, it's an option out there. And being a woman, the pressure is not having an abortion, number 1, and then 2, not giving your child away, because that's like, that's beneath you too. It's like, oh my God, you gave your kids away. But definitely not shooting them and taking them out. I mean, she wasn't trying to hide it. She didn't say somebody else done it or anything. She just lost it for some unknown reason. Like, was she pregnant again? And she's sitting there going, dang, I'm pregnant again. And this would be child number 5. I don't know. Normally, women get in that situation. What normally happens? They usually be pregnant again, and they're pregnant, and they sitting back thinking to themselves that, I don't know. Women do think this. And I mean, there's 8 people in the building. Like, your life is over. How many women have ever thought that? Like, my life is over. And you probably was so young, your life just started. It ain't even started yet. And you're thinking your life is over because you got these kids. Nobody want a woman that has all these kids. And how you going to find someone decent enough? You done made all these mistakes in the world, and then you want to blame it on mom and dad, and, well, dad touched you, or mom's boyfriend touched you. And I'm not saying that they didn't. They probably did. So that's why you're making all these bad decisions. You know, or nobody didn't believe you. And then we always have a reason. Trust and believe. There's always a reason. There's a reason. Deep down inside, there is a reason, you guys. You know, mom staying drunk, mom staying high. You know, we think it don't harm our kids, and it does. It does. I don't know why I got this dirt underneath my nail. It's crazy. It don't matter what I do. It loves to get underneath my nails. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm serious. It's like my nail bed lifts up just to get it. Anyway, um, yes, welcome back, Freddie. Anyway, you guys, we got to do better. You're thinking, if there's 5, 10 people that do good, do better today, won't make a difference. It does make a difference. It really does make a difference. You may not see it, but it does. Even sometimes when we just do the right thing. There's nothing wrong with doing the right thing, you know. It does make a difference. But, can't sit back and just let me turn this around. Because I turned it around or something. Yeah. And so, anyway, with all the bad, it's more bad. It's more bad now in the world than good, if you really think about it. I hate to say it, but it's true. It is. You may not even see it. But like, say for instance, it's like 10 people in here. Say for instance, we try to do the right thing, raise our kids and our grandkids, But we made a lot of bad decisions too. Being, growing up, we made a lot of bad decisions. We had to grow up to understand that those bad decisions, like, we're forgiven from them, but there is consequences. So therefore, those bad decisions and consequences has little offsprings. So if you have a consequence, you have to, like if you stole an apple, you're going to have to either, pay for it. You're going to pay more than, and just think about all the apples you got away with. You got away with a lot of apples. You got away with, cheating on your wife or your husband or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. And then somehow, some women, they get caught up. And like the men, they don't get pregnant. The women get pregnant. So it shows the woman being loose. Period, point blank. I don't care if you say, OSP, you're wrong. No, I'm not wrong. If you have 4 or 5 kids, 4 or 5 different baby daddy, it looks like, and it may not be, but it looks like you're loose. I'm just being honest with you. And so therefore, the world looks at it like that. You don't have to tell people you got 4 or 5 kids by 4 or 5 different men, but you're going to feel it when it's time to feed them and they got to go to school and, they need shoes and lunch and dinner. You're going to feel it. You know what I mean? You're going to feel it. Anyway. And every day, every day, every day. So 13 years, this woman, her oldest child, or the 17-year-old. We don't know if there is a 17-year-old, but they're saying that there's another child. You know? And then you look at Naziah's mom. She had 2 kids. She didn't have custody of neither one. But she's out there and she's still living. But one of her kids possibly could be deceased. You know? And then look at her boy. He was selling drugs in the house, you know, and he done caught him a case. Now he's in the system. And Naziah's allegedly presumed deceased somewhere, which I'm going to tell you something about the police and this, you know, people be like, oh, she could be alive, SP, she could. Yeah. We all like to hope. But 9 times out of 10, the police got more information. And if they say they believe that she's deceased, you best more believe, if you put your money on that, they may be wrong sometimes, but majority of times, they are right. They are right. They may not have all the right answers or the evidence, but they normally know because they it's some things they just can't even say in court. You know what I'm saying? Because it would be prejudice. But they know. You know what I mean? We usually try to hit between 1 and 3. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 3. I try to get on about 1 because 3 is mostly close to like 4, which then I have to go pick a poo. So we're trying to pick a decent time now that we can just say, okay, this is what we're going to do. So right now it's up in the air between 1 and 3 until I want to go back downstairs so we can go live and you guys can see me and I can see you guys and everything. But I haven't went down there and got it all straightened out. Yeah, we moved some stuff and I got everything moved out the way, but you know, I need to go down there and get things where I want it. Because right after we had our garage sale, you know, everybody was like, oh, can you go downstairs and give me this? Oh, what about, you say you got that, you got this? And yeah. So boxes was open all over the place and I ain't went back down there. But I need to go. And maybe, you know, I just been putting it off. But we're going to have a designated time. Yes. Anyway. Anywho's, you know, to be honest with you, I start looking at these cases and I'm saying to myself, they say Emmanuel is presumed to be deceased somewhere. They said King, presumed to be deceased somewhere. They said Cody, presumed to be deceased somewhere. And we've never seen these kids again. We've never seen them again. Naziah, presumed to be deceased somewhere. And they just trickle in the next 3-4 years. 1 or 2 of them will be found. And everybody be done, went their merry way. And the feelings that we had that are so strong today, especially about Naziah, Emmanuel, Cody, they would be like, they were right. The police was right. They were right. It gets to be really sad. It do. And sometimes you have to back away because you always think like you're looking at other people's lives, you guys. And these are real people in real situations. And we do have to be somewhat kind of judgmental because I know it is. She said, your airtime is up in the air right now. I know it is. I know it is. And we're going to get back. We're going to get back. I don't worry about it, though, because I know that looking at all these kids, I mean, if you really look at it, you got Malia Davis, the first case. Golly. Yeah, classic and sincere, presumed to be deceased. Ain't never seen him again. And then you got these people sitting there in jail talking, lying, won't say what happened, won't tell us where they are. And in 10 years go by, then they'll find him. And thousands and thousands and thousands of people that wanted to help or look, and they searched and they question everybody they possibly can. And still, that's one thing my mother always say, if you do something, don't tell nobody. Some people, they take it to the grave with them. But you can best more believe maybe 1 out of 100 is alive somewhere, living somewhere. One, maybe one, with a different name or something was sold. And let me tell you, that is not even a life because they're messed up in the head, But I'm just saying, you guys, nothing good comes out of these cases. Absolutely nothing. You would think one day you can get a good story. A good outcome. Where one of the kids is found with a great grandparent living in a shack out in the woods somewhere or something, And I'm not saying it's impossible. It is. But 9 times out of 10, and I say 9.9 times out of 10, that is not going to be the case. And in these cases right here, she called the police. She thought she was calling she said she was calling the devil, and she was going to take them before they take her. So, and you can't say what she thought or believed to be wrong because we don't know. We say these people are cuckoo crazy. What if they're not crazy? What if, what if they're not crazy? It's just we don't see that other side of the world. We just don't see it yet. I'm just saying. But we do know one thing. And that's for sure. She ain't getting out of jail. She gonna and then even if they prove that she is crazy, she lost her mind, they'll wait until, just like they did with uh, Darian Brown, they'll wait until she's making sense, and then they'll take her to court, and then she's in jail for the rest of her life, like him, you know? And maybe she can remember then why she did what she did do, or is she doing. The other two babies are going to need counseling for what their mother done. Yeah. Could you just see yourself growing up, being an 8-year old or 9-year old, and, you know, knowing that your mother killed your other brother and your two other brothers, and tried to kill you too, shot you too, and even dating. Like, one is a little girl, one's a little boy, 8, 9. Okay, so the 8-year-old grows up, she's like 16, 19, whatever. And somebody say, hey, I would like to meet your mom. And she say, oh, my mom's in prison. Your mom's in prison? What's your mom in prison for? Oh, she shot my brothers and myself. I wouldn't even. Let me tell you something. If I met a guy and we were talking, and he's like, hey, go to dinner with me, and then I say, hey, I would like to meet your. How many brothers and sisters? Every time somebody asks that question, how many brothers and sisters you got? What is she gonna say? Well, I got 2. Well, I got 4. Well, it's 5 of us all together, but 2 of them deceased. And your mom, people always talk about your mom. Hey, you can call your mom and ask your mom. My mom's in prison. What your mom is in prison for? Oh, she tried to kill all of us. I survived. I, if I was dating someone and they told me that their mom killed their mother and father or whatever, or something of that nature, their brother, then I'm gonna think about if I want to be friends with that person. Now, just thinking about what I just said, I had to think for a minute, because actually, in all reality, I do have a friend that shot his dad and killed his dad. And when the guy told me that he shot his dad and killed his dad, it was self-defense because his dad was beating his mother, and he shot his dad as a child. He was a kid when it happened. He was around about 8 or 9 years old. And 8 or 9 years old, that's the same age as Pooh Bear. So did that not knowing that you were going to kill him. You were just trying to stop him from beating your mom. But it messed him up. He's messed up today, right today. He's still my friend. He's one of my best friends. We've been friends for 32 years. I was pregnant with my son. That's how I know how long we've been friends. And we're the best of friends. I don't really talk to him that much anymore because, being married, my husband don't like me to talk to him. So it's gradually, but, he still knows my phone number, and he may call me, every 2-3 years and tell me what's going on and how he's doing or whatever. But, yeah, we'll be friends forever. We will be friends forever. But anyway, like I was saying, but when he did tell me that, I was like, golly, he's a really good guy, right? But it messed him up for life. He's a really good guy. He takes care of home, bring the money home to the wife, work 2 jobs, come straight home and everything. But I mean, he has some emotional problems there, because you never get over the fact you think, I mean, you took out your dad, and now your brothers and sisters, they got to feel some kind of way. Anyway, taking a person out, it doesn't matter if you're kin to them or not. It's a lot. And people think they can live with, like they can forget it. You can't forget it. It's not something that you do and you forget. Hold on. Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
So I'm trying to eat anything?
No, not really.
Not really, huh?
No.
Okay. Well, I was just checking to see.
Yeah.
So Tyree's at the hospital now, for what I hear.
Uh-huh.
And he's running around.
Okay, maybe he'll run up on you. Call him.
Well, I'm waiting on his cousin to text me his number.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
All righty.
All right, bye.
Bye. So, then on top of that, we have to keep the family secret. Exactly. Yeah, the two that are deceased was the 13-year-old boy and the 3-year-old little girl. So there's 2 still alive. So they are the 2 boys, the 8 and 9-year-old little boys. Because I think it was just one little girl. I thought she had more than one little girl. Because she made a video or something. And there was like 2 or 3. She had a whole bunch of kids with her. But I seen 2 girls, at least 2 girls or something, that was walking down the stairs. Anyway, you guys. Anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll get down to it. See, that was my husband's calling, saying that one guy I was telling you about, that they were in the bar playing dominoes and in the gentleman's club. Not wasn't no strippers and all that other stuff, pole dancing and stuff. It's just a bar club where working men go and watch the game and play dominoes and have a drink or whatever. On the north side, it's just not a place to go. But his friend. Anyway, I guess he's out the hospital now. And my husband, he wants to know what happened. He want to know what happened. Y'all was fighting. They were fighting. See, he almost lost his life. It didn't even have nothing to do with him. He trying to stop a fight because he know them, and he ended up getting shot 2 or 3 times. See, that's what happens when you, and see, and I tell my husband, those are your friends. That's too close for comfort for me. Like, I can't even have friends like that. No. Like, you going out doing stuff like that? No. When I was a kid, I used to have friends who would go out, party, drink, do the drugs, and laugh, grin, smile, kiki. Yeah, but you know, I had to stop hanging around with them because I had to work. So the things that happened to them didn't happen to me. And that's how you do that. Anyway, you guys, we're going to get off of here. I will see you guys Wednesday. Thank you. Thank everybody. Thank Zena. Thank Freddie. Thank ESK Man. Thank Lisa Taylor. Did anybody I forget? Thank you guys. We're going to show up Wednesday. We're going to try to get things up and running. Hopefully, I'll be feeling a little bit better. My stomach's been a little bit sick. So, let me see what Wednesday going to be. It's going to be the 15th. We'll be all right. I'll see you guys Wednesday. We'll try to make it about 1 p.m., you guys. 1 p.m., all right?